It's time to experiment. Well, hello there, gorgeous. Today I'm gonna do some experimenting, okay? I'm gonna experiment with some acrylic paint on baked and raw clay. I've got all of this is raw. I've got some clay here that has some texture on it. And then I have some craft paint and some artist acrylic paint. Now, of course, there are, like loads of different kinds of each of these. This is what I happen to have. So I'm going to try and see the difference between the craft paint and the artist paint. If there is a difference, I'm going to start out this side here. I marked them for artist and craft. So what I'm going to do is put just a little bit of paint here. That's my craft paint. I'm going to get just a little bit on my finger, dab off the excess, and then just kind of dab it on the raised part of the texture. Making sure I get the excess off so that I don't have too much on my finger. Sorry about the shiny towel, but I need to bake on this tile, so not much I can do about it. Alright, that looks like a good coverage on there. I think what I'm going to do is let that dry and add another, let that dry and add another layer. Then, you can't see that, then put out a little bit of my artist paint, which I know it won't take much of it because it's like really thick. Make sure my finger's clean. Do the same. See, like, I don't want that glob there. Just kind of spread that out to where got just a thin layer, and then lightly touch it on there. If you get too much on your finger, the paint's gonna go where you don't want it to. It's probably gonna go down in the recesses. And I only want it on the raised part. I mean, you can like rub, but there again, I feel like I have more of a chance of getting it down where I don't want it if I rub, so I prefer to just tap it on like that. Alright, I'm going to let these dry, and then I will put on another layer. I let this dry, and then I added a second coat on each one. It's still wet, so I've got to let that dry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of hours. I want to give this time to, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe like really mesh with the clay and kind of meld into the clay. I want to give it time to do its thing, and see if this makes a difference. After this dries, I'm going to give it a few hours. And after that, I'm going to bake this whole tile. I'm going to, even the ones that aren't coated, I'm going to bake everything. And then I'll come back for the next step. Everything's out of the oven and cooled off. This is actually like a day later or so. So, so it's very cool. I'm going to take these off of the tile. This is my Made by Melly blade holder. Got this from Polymer Play. I absolutely love it. You can get them in different colors. I think she has 20 different colors to choose from. You can get it a solid color. You can get an ombre color like that. And they're not expensive either. Like maybe $12 or $13. I'm not sure. They're not expensive. But I have an affiliate link for Polymer Play. And let me tell you, if you want to support your favorite YouTube artist, whether it's me or whoever, but maybe you can't make a financial donation, one of the best things you can do is use their affiliate links. that that really can help out with buying supplies and things like that. Can really help somebody's channel if you use their affiliate links. Okay, so this is the one with the artist acrylic. This is the one with the craft acrylic. Take my marker and mark on the back. I'm hoping it'll show up on this dark clay. Okay, so this is the craft acrylic. I don't know if you can see that. I can. Craft acrylic on raw clay. Okay, so I've got that one marked with a CR. And this one is the artist acrylic on raw clay. That one's marked with an AR, so now I know which is which. So the next thing to do is do the same thing on the baked clay. Why is my camera fuzzy? Hello? Okay, there we go. And since it's already marked there on the tile, oh, that was way too much. I'm gonna use the artist acrylic there on the top. See, that is way too much on my finger. I've got to get that down to where there's only a little bit on my finger, probably more like that. And then I'm just gonna dab it on. The whole point of this test is, I don't think I ever told y'all why I'm doing this. The whole point of this experiment is to see which one of these works better, which one the paint stays on the best. So if it turns out that it works best on the baked clay, then what I would do is do a partial bake. Like if these were going to be my finished pieces, I would do a partial bake on those and then add my paint and then do a full bake. But since I baked these with these other pieces, you know, I went ahead and did a full bake with those. If I forgot to tell you, I baked those for an hour. I waited 2 hours to let the paint sit, and then I baked it for an hour. And I'm gonna do the same thing with these. I'm gonna get my paint on here. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna add a second coat, let that dry, and then I will put it in the oven for 1 hour, the same as the others. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, and then I will come back and we're gonna see if we can get this paint off. Now these two pieces have been baked and cooled. I waited until they were thoroughly dry before I put them in the oven, and I baked them for an hour to, you know, like set the paint, cure the paint, or how you want to look at it. Okay, so this one is the artist acrylic on baked clay. And this is the craft acrylic on baked clay. Let's try to destroy these now. Well, maybe not destroy, but you know what I mean. We're going to see if this paint will come off. Let me adjust you a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to mix these up so that I don't know which is which. I don't want to know which one's which. The first thing I think I should do is a scratch test, maybe. I'm just going to try. I'm going to start out just trying with my fingernail. Taking this one little section here, and I'm just scratching and scratching, and I'm getting nothing. Okay, let's try this one. This one, it's almost like I can feel this one differently. It feels a little bit different. Scratch, scratch, maybe a little bit of this is coming off here. Oh yeah, here we go. Now that I got it started, that one is definitely scratching off. Okay, let's see about this one. Pick a good spot. Now, I don't think, I might have scratched that, but I don't think it did. Let's just move to another section because I don't think I scratched those, but I might have. Let's move down here. Oh yeah, look, that one is just coming off so easy. Okay, so this one came off, but not as easily. This one came off really easily. This one did not come off at all. So, going from best to worst here. Let's try this one. Yep, coming off. Not as easily. Let's see. I want to see which one of these two is coming off the easiest. This one. This one's coming off easy. Okay, so these two are faring the best so far. So let's see what we got. This is craft paint on baked clay. So that's the worst. This is craft paint on raw clay. Okay, so the craft paint is the worst altogether. I have a feeling that the best is going to be the artist paint on the baked clay. But let's see. I mean on the raw clay. Yep. Artist on baked, artist on raw. So artist on raw is going to be the best bet. However, the artist on the, the baked clay is not bad. And I mean, who's going to be sitting there like intentionally trying to scratch this off, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side because there's no point in testing those further because they didn't even pass the first test. What I am planning on using these for is just as an accent to highlight these. And the project that I want to use this on is already baked because I didn't think to do it before I cured it. So I wanted to know which one of these would work best on baked clay. And I mean, would it last forever? I don't know, probably not. But with it not being an integral part of the design, is that the right word? Integral? Integral? Anyway, with it not being the design itself and just a highlight, I mean, if a little bit of it rubs off, it's not like it's the end of the world. It definitely isn't rubbing off at all, but it will scratch. But I mean, I had to scratch fairly hard to get that off. So let's move to test number 2. Honestly, I don't expect either one of them to pass my second test, but we're gonna see. Water is the second test. Now, I'm not gonna like soak these in water because I mean, it's obviously gonna come off if I do that. But I am gonna wet a cloth. I'm not gonna have it soaking wet, but damp. And then just let me make sure which one. Okay, yeah, this is the baked clay. And I just want to see if I just rub it a little bit with a wet cloth. Wow. That is faring a lot better than I expected. I mean, I honestly expected it to just wipe right off. Let me try again. Make sure that I got the wet spot on my cloth. Okay. I know that's wet there. I mean, I'm rubbing hard, like really hard. Some's coming off here, but I'm pretty sure that's what I had already scratched off. So yeah, I'm very surprised. Let me try it on the other side where it wasn't scratched. I mean, yeah, it's not coming off. Wow. I am really, really surprised at that. I mean, I honestly figured 2 swipes and it was going to come off. Alright, so if it didn't come off of this one, I mean, I doubt very seriously it's going to come off of that one. But I shall try anyway. So yeah, see, this one didn't scratch. It didn't do anything. So I honestly think that, and see, I'm getting a lot of water on this one. I honestly think that baking the paint, you know, if you have a good quality artist paint, and baking it on the raw clay is pretty sturdy. I'm really, really impressed that this is not coming off. You know, I wouldn't like hand paint a beautiful scene on there and not seal it or something and expect it to stay forever, but you know, for something like this that's a highlight, that's just a, you know, an accent, even after getting it wet, it's not scratching off. Wow, that is that's holding up a lot better than I expected. A lot better. Final test is, I'm going to try some alcohol. Let's see if alcohol takes it off. Take me a dry spot on my cloth. Spray me some alcohol. This is, what, 90? It's the highest percent of isopropyl alcohol. 91, is that what it is? 90 something. Make sure this is dry from the water, which it is. Okay, alcohol. Okay, it's not coming off with just a swipe or two. Okay, so just a gentle swipe. Yep, okay. Yep, it is taking it off. But, I mean, come on, realistically, who is going to sit there and rub their jewelry with alcohol, you know? It's just probably not going to happen. You should never put your jewelry on before you do your hair and your makeup, perfume, all that stuff. Your jewelry should always be the last thing that you put on, whether it's polymer, clay jewelry, fine jewelry, whatever, it doesn't matter. Your jewelry should always be put on after sunblock, makeup, hairspray, perfume, everything. But even, you know, if it got a little spritz of perfume on it from the alcohol, which, like I said, is terrible for your jewelry, but I really don't think just a little spritz would take the color off. So this one has been our best one so far. So what do you think? Is it going to take it off? This is the one with the artist acrylic on the raw clay. This has been the absolute best one in all of our tests. So let's see if it passes the alcohol test. Alright, just doing one swipe. We're good. Let's do a couple more swipes. Still faring pretty good. Let me make sure this is nice and wet. Well, not wet, but damn. Put a little bit of fresh alcohol on there. Let's rub again. Just a couple of little rubs. It is starting to come off. All right, let's really rub it and see what. Yeah, it's gonna come off. But like I said, I mean, who is gonna sit there and scrub their jewelry with alcohol? But at least now we know that if you want to highlight a texture with alcohol after you've already baked the piece, or especially before you bake the piece, it's gonna be pretty sturdy on there. And with it just being an accent, I have no problem not sealing it. Nobody is going to sit there and just purposefully scratch their jewelry or rub it with alcohol. I think, you know, it baked on and it just being for an accent, as in this piece, it has the white on the texture. I have no problem doing that, and not really worried about selling it to my customers. And that's why I did this test, because I wanted to be sure that I wanted to be confident in being able to sell that to my customers. So there we go. Now you know. And you can make your own informed decision on whether or not that you're comfortable not sealing your acrylic. If that was my entire design, no, I would definitely seal it. But just as an accent, I think I'm good with just baking it on. So if you would like to watch more tips and tricks, I have a playlist right here that has my, these types of videos in it. Or if you like to watch a full project tutorial, check out this playlist. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Okay, thanks. Bye.